Can you hear me now? All right. All right, let's see. I think we are. All right, we're back. Let's see if you can hear me now. All right, let's see. I think we are. All right, sorry about that. So let's start over again. Welcome, and I'm going to turn my own volume down here. There we go. All right, so crazy day Friday. Sorry about that. I guess I got to start looking at the chat to make sure that people can hear me. So you can hear me now. Great. Crazy day Friday. The VIX made a huge move. So let's take a look at the VIX here. All right, so here's the VIX. This is a 1-week chart, and you can see 1786. Now, we haven't been at 1786 in a while. If you look over to this chart here, highest, actually 1731 it says here. So that brings us back to October of 2016 when we got to this high. But if you actually look at this chart, you can see that we have been way higher than here before in history. So is this the top? There's no way of knowing. If someone just tells you, oh, well, it hasn't been this high since 2016, you think, oh, wow, this is a huge move. But if you look at this chart, you can see that it's not really that big of a move. So, yeah, exactly. The VIX was higher then. Average VIX was higher then, and average VIX has been sort of trending lower over time. And I've asked a lot of people about that, and people say that, well, it's going to pop back up again soon. In fact, a lot of people I've interviewed said that the average VIX is around 20. I've only been trading this for like 6 months, and in the 6 months that I've been around it, the average VIX has been 10. So it's definitely this is definitely the highest we've seen it in a while. This is a pretty scary situation. I came in short UVXY on Friday, and wasn't thrilled to see it start going against me. Um, I had a great day on Thursday. I was short coming in. It got all the way down to low 10s, and then I was able to cover some of my position. I bought some of the 13 calls for 3 and 4 cents, and bought some call spreads for another week out. Then coming in on Friday, we went up to 12 and a half, and it was really scary. I covered some calls. I was short some Fed 15 calls, which I covered. But people are real doom and gloom. And if you look on StockTwits at people's comments on an update, obviously they're like, everybody's like, oh, it's the end of the world. I got to cover my position. This thing could double. Vol can go to 200. And when people ask me about that, I say, yeah, it's true. Vol could go to 200. Is it likely to? I don't think so. If I liked being short at 12, then I should love being a short at 14. That's my rationale. But one thing that I do is I look at my position and I say, what's going to happen to me if UVXY goes up 85%? And I keep my liquidity to a point where I can survive 85% move. So, for example, right now, hold on one second. So right now, if an 85% move is about 25.90. So if UVXY opens at 25.90, I lose money. So it's a scary thing, but I don't lose as much as I would have if I hadn't covered a lot of my position. So and also I don't lose as much as if we'd started at 8 or 9 and gone all the way up there. So you want to look at what would happen in extreme moves for you. That's an important thing to look at. So let's just take a look down here. This is Thinkorswim analytics page, and there's a whole bunch of trades in here that were like theoretical trades that I didn't do. So let's take these out. So for example, this shows me here if this opens at 26 on Monday, I'll lose $6,000, which is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. When would I stop out? So you mean like when would I just bail on the whole position? I don't think I ever would. I think I would I'd chop it down a little bit. Probably if you know I got down to where I had lost like half my capital, I would probably cover most of it. But I would look to reestablish if it started to head back down again. I'm assuming that at some point this is going to head back down. I mean, we could move into a higher volatility period for a month or two. It really depends on what the market does. Right now, this is a big market move, and it doesn't feel like these other times when the market's just sputtered and then going back up again. I could see us going sideways for a while. I could see us going down for a while. So it's definitely a scary situation. That's why I wanted to come on and kind of talk it through a little bit. I would be looking though in other products to try to, if you have cash on the side, to start to buy a teeny bit of stuff. I mean, don't buy a ton of stuff, but like for example, the gold stocks have come down a ton. This is one APHQF that I've been playing, and let's take a look at this for a second. I've been playing this gold stock for like a year. Look at this move it's made. I initially bought it around here, right around 5. And I took a lot of heat. It got down to 3, and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Anyway, so I did make some buys in December and caught a lot of this final wave here and was able to get out. But I am looking to reestablish on this one. Look at this move here. I mean, and there's a big event in July of next year where they're supposed to legalize in Canada, and so this is not like terrible news. They had some news that they're going to divest of possibly of American companies, but this is just like industry wide. Okay, here's a Canopy, same thing. Okay, this is just the volatility of the marijuana industry here. So I think that these stocks are definite scoops. But UVXY, you know, if you get scared, you know, it seems like a period of uncertainty. So maybe a good thing to do is just to, you know, and one thing that I would consider doing if we continue to be very volatile is just kind of chop your size in half, you know, whatever your position was, go to half that size so you feel comfortable. So you feel comfortable with a move. Wasn't very fun. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't very fun on Friday. But making sure that your upside and your downside are to a reasonable level that you can live with the consequences of whatever could happen is a really important thing as a trader, because otherwise you're going to be paralyzed. So we wait until we're waiting for what's going to happen on Monday morning. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go onto StockTwits and go through a couple of the recent comments there. So let's pull up a live stock twits feed here and take a look at some of that stuff. Yeah, sorry about the sound before. Let's see if we can get a couple more people on here. But in the meantime, let me get up on the screen here stock twits feed instead of the other one. So here we go. All right, so let's look at stock twits here for a second. And let's see what we got going on right this second. So I'm just going to the UVXY here. So here's one guy, Aloha Surfer. I usually hate these products, but I just bought this for fun Thursday. I'll sell it Monday or Tuesday. So, people who maybe this guy's completely telling the truth, but a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, since this is like buying UVXY for most people, it's kind of like buying a lottery ticket. You think, well, I could get really lucky and stuff explodes after I buy it. I'll make a ton of money. It's easy. And so that's what this guy's kind of alluding to. Then as we go down here, we have Seth Marcus, who's great. I recommend checking out his website. Trade with Joe is a real smart guy too. I've been talking with Sonic Merlin a lot, and he's actually a legitimate long who had a great week last week. I don't know who this guy is. Famous Dave. FLE. I'm still working on editing the latest from him, but excellent trader, big trader, centered in Europe. But as I'm looking through, you're gonna see a lot of bullish long people here because we just made a big up move, so all the longs are out in force, where the shorts are kind of licking their wounds a little bit. Dave Modell, here you are. Awesome. Great financial guy who does a whole lot of interviews with great people. In fact, let's see if we click Dave Modell here. Let's see what he's got going on. So let's check him out. So let's see. David Modell last week had, let's see, he had some crypto, a bunch of marijuana stock stuff. He does these Jeffrey Friedman marijuana stock videos every week, and I definitely recommend checking those out. Those are awesome. So, all right, so let's go back real quickly just to the charts one more time. Let's see. Da-da-da. Okay, so SPY. Yeah, I mean that's an ugly chart. I mean it's scary, no doubt about it. That's the 5 minute. Let's go to the 5 day. So we've seen a continuing sell off, and could it go lower? Of course it could go lower. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Anyways, thanks for watching. I know it was a little bit sketched out because of the sound, but we'll do better next time. And everybody hang in there. This is just one day in the market, and it's not the end of the world. The world will not end. The market will not end. We will bounce at some point, and in the meantime, we will try to survive as best we can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.